Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany for those of you who are new. If not, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a video kind of following up on one of the previous videos I posted about the truth behind working at a car dealership, and I'll post it up here if you're interested in watching it. But I got a lot of good feedback on it, which I'm really thankful for, so thank you if you guys did watch that video. But I kind of just went over like my overall experience and how I got into it, do I recommend it, that sort of thing in that video. So I wanted to make a part 2 to that video, just getting more into detail, into specific questions that you guys had, and just making it more like an advice type video, basically in detail of my experience a little bit more. By the way, I just wanted to throw this out there really quick. I love when you guys leave comments. I love reaching back out to you. You can comment on this video. You can follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. I'll respond to you. So I guess the first thing we could talk about, which makes sense at least, is like the interview process. Just like any other job, I mean, you're going to want to prepare for it the same way that you would prepare for any other interview. But specifically car dealerships and what they're looking for is your customer service. It's very, very important at dealerships. Depending on the dealership, it's probably more important than like your actual work ethic, if I'm being honest with you. Like, if you're good with customers and customers like being around you, you provide them with a truly exceptional experience and you make them feel happy and welcome. That's so important at dealerships. I know when I went in for my interview when I very first started at the dealership, which was for receptionist and cashier, if you guys remember, it was, all of the questions they were asking me was, what would I do in this type of situation, or how would I handle if someone was being rude to me, or that sort of thing, if someone was being very pushy. They wanted to make sure that you're going to make a great impression, because a lot of times the receptionist or the cashier, front desk, you're the very first people that you see. So you want to make sure when you greet somebody or when you talk to them on the phone, you're providing like a great first impression, because that's going to affect how people you know, see the dealership right off the bat. So that's very important to them. Obviously you want to prepare for your interview the same way that you would any other job, but just keep in mind that customer service is very, very important at car dealerships. So the next things that I kind of want to get a little bit more into detail on are specifically for service advisors or service writers. Let me just say this. The job itself isn't hard. The only thing that you have to realize is you have to be able to multitask and you can't let things get to you. Also, I just want to say this, before I got into this job, and I mentioned it in my last video, I didn't know absolutely anything besides like, yeah, you need an oil change and you know, whatever. I didn't know anything about cars, and I still have so much to learn, but I find myself still being successful in this job because of the fact that you just have to be able to manage your time, manage your customers. If you say that you're going to call them back at a certain time, make a note, be able to organize it on your desk. You're going to call back, give them a status update, and just make sure that they know what's going on with their car. Tell someone, okay, this job or this diagnosis is going to take X amount of time, right? Let's say it's taking 2 days. You need to call them before the 2 days. You need to call them literally later on that day or the next day after 1 day. Even if you don't have an answer, just calling them, letting them know that you didn't forget about them. They're a priority to you. Their car is a priority. It's getting worked on. It's getting resolved. You have to be able to keep in contact with them, even if you don't have an update. Let's say you literally have nothing new to say. It's been an entire day, their car hasn't been looked at yet. They know that it probably hasn't been looked at yet. They still want to know that you're checking in on them. It's like a sense of security to them, and I know it sounds funny, but that's something that I've learned. At first I didn't understand. I'm like, why am I going to call them and tell them, hey, I don't have anything new to say, have a good rest of your day. At first I was like, why am I going to do that and waste my time and waste their time? But I found that a lot of people do like to know that you're checking in on them, makes them feel comfortable that their car is there with you. So I just find that any sense of extra communication is really important. Another tip that I have is making your technicians or your lube techs, even your porters sometimes, make them somewhat of a friend to you. And what I mean by that is, as a service advisor, your technicians can do way more for you than you can do for them. So you don't want to be rude to your technicians. You don't want to make them feel rushed. You don't want to make them feel unappreciated, because they're the ones that are doing everything for you. For instance, if you have a job that needs to be done and you overpromise to your customer and you're like, uh-oh, I should have given more time to the technician to get this done. Because it happens, I've done it, I feel like everybody does it. Maybe you just want to sell the job, so you overpromise a promise time. If you have like a bad relationship with your technician, or any of the technicians, and you need a favor from them, such as, hey, can you get this done by this time? I know it's a short amount of time. The customer is in a hurry. Can you get this done for me? If you don't have a good relationship with them, they're gonna say no. If you have a good relationship with your technician, they'll make time in order to get it done for you, because you guys take care of each other. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a give and take in any relationship. So just be nice to them, because I'm telling you, they're the ones doing all of the dirty hard work, and you have to remember that. Tip number 3 that I have is more when you're dealing with customers. So just something that I would suggest is, remember to be strong. If you quote 2 hours and they try to push you to get it done quicker, don't say, okay, I'll get it done in an hour. Don't change your answer. Tell them this is how long it's gonna take. If you'd like, we have a shuttle that can take you home, could take you to the mall, take you to go get lunch. You don't have to wait for it if you don't like to. But this is how long it's gonna take. Have a seat, Mr. Customer, and I'll let you know when it's ready. Don't let them push you and tell you that it's gonna get done quicker, and then you're rushing the technician and it's not gonna happen, and then it just turns into this tornado mess that it doesn't need to be. You need to be strong. Tell them how long it's gonna take, and they need to understand that they can't make their own rules and time frames. So just remember that. Don't let anybody push you and tell you it's gonna be another way. You need to control the situation. Other ways too, not just time frames, but you told me it was gonna be this price out the door. No, I didn't. Actually, I documented it, and this is what you signed for. Make sure you have documentation. Even when you talk to them over the phone, make sure you write down the phone number you called, who you talked to, the time, and never include tax. That's another thing. Never say, this is what it's going to be out the door. No, this is what it's going to be plus tax. Because a lot of times they say, no, that's not what you said. You need to make sure you document it so you have proof. Cover your own butt to make sure nobody tries to take advantage of you when you know what you said. So just make sure you document everything. Last tip that I have, make sure you take care of yourself. And what I mean by that is, this job can be overwhelming if you don't manage things properly, like with your time management. But you need to remember that yourself comes first. It can be very easy to ride up a bunch of cars, and before you know it, the time passes and it's like 1 o'clock and you haven't eaten lunch. You didn't eat breakfast either, and you're hungry, your mindset's not there, and you kind of like let yourself go and you go to the vending machine and get some cookies. You have to take the time to take care of yourself, and I didn't do that for a while, and I would just push off eating, and sometimes I wouldn't even take a lunch because I was so busy, and I would get stressed out and let it overwhelm me. And it really took a toll on not only my mental but my physical. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't talk about. Make sure you take the time for yourself to take your lunch, take like a 5-minute walk around the dealership if you need to. Even if you take your break in the bathroom, bathroom, like just to get some peace and quiet. Sometimes I do that where like I just need to get away from the desk, reset my mind, go eat something really quick, and you know, remember that your health is important in this job. Like don't let it eat you up inside. Like just do your best. If you're doing your job right, it shouldn't be that overwhelming. Just make sure you have everything organized, and I feel like you shouldn't have a problem with taking your allotted hour lunch. It's really important. Don't let customers get to you, because sometimes it can. Just let it roll off your shoulder, roll off. Like I've learned not to let anybody get to me, because my mental health, my physical health is way more important than letting somebody else having a bad day affect me. So I hope that this helps you. I just wanted to get a couple of like my top tips out there for the people that were asking for like a more in-depth video on that. I kind of want to do more like a series on my channel about this, so if you guys have any other questions or things you want me to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video so it can be, you know, shared, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. My overall goal is just to make videos, try to help people. I just hope that this video can help some of you who are trying in this industry, because it is a good industry to work for. You just have to be strong. You have to want it and be confident. By the way, I just wanted to throw this out there really quick. I love when you guys leave comments. I love reaching back out to you. You can comment on this video. You can follow me on Instagram and send me a DM. I'll respond to you. I love messaging you guys, so if you have any questions or comments or want to talk to me about anything, like please message me. I would love to respond to you. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.